Hello and welcome to another Company of Heroes 3 game. My name is Fancy Josh, and today I've got a game for you between Mighty DexY as our US, and his opponent today is going to be Stana as our Wehrmacht. So Mighty DexY is Dexon. I love when players change their names just to confuse everyone, including me. And our US player already going for a little bit of a different build here with no extra scout and straight into rifleman. So I'm wondering what he's got in mind for that type of build. German player opening pretty standard triple pioneer for that extra capture power right out of the gate. And probably going to see grenadiers next, and there they are. So while we have a quick moment of quiet before the game gets underway here, just wanted to thank all the new subscribers and commenters. It is seriously the highlight of my day reading your comments, and yeah, keep them coming. I will say that I am going to be casting the second half of the Eagle Strike tournament this coming Sunday. That starts at 9 p.m. Mountain, so I think that's 3 p.m. or 9 a.m. Mountain, which is 3 p.m. UTC, if I'm remembering correctly, but you can check out Eagle Strike. They advertise on the Company of Heroes 3 Reddit. There's all the details you could need right over there. So, second rifleman following up the first, no surprise there. Heavy machine gun going to be added on after those grenadiers. I think heavy machine gun on this map is pretty decent. Can help you control from that central building on the center. And more riflemen coming down as well. So gonna be an infantry focus here, and no MG spam that I can see. So with triple riflemen, I feel like folks like to go for that motor pool. Would be very surprised if he went for a weapons support center, but hard to say just yet. Now these pioneers losing this fight pretty handily here. Those riflemen content to sit there and just pluck away at long range. You see a heavy machine gun as well as some additional pioneers moving to this top side. Riflemen are moving into the area to slow it down. Both players walking away with their fair share of the resources. Lovely distraction by those pioneers, delaying long enough that those riflemen could be forced back by the heavy machine gun, and a second heavy machine gun being added on by Stana here. Infantry support center up next for Dexon. So we might see the advanced logistics early here, or it could be motor pool next. But feels a little early for infantry support center, so I think we might be seeing captain and then potentially a rifleman or maybe a mortar. Let's see. German player going up to the Luftwaffe. Nice little flank here on this heavy machine gun. Going to drive him back. Both players using their units to bait each other into less than favorable engagements. Lovely to see. Grenadiers content to just hold down that central point. Second heavy machine gun. And make quick work of those riflemen. And yeah, I'm really liking this build from Stana here. I think it gives him a mix of capturing power and map control. And, you know, Grenadiers got hit with a light nerf last patch, and I still think they're fine. They continue to serve that utility role. But I like the idea of just adding one, so we'll see how that ends up playing out for him. Does feel like we're going to see some Jaeger here. Could be a scout car. Scout car have been very popular recently, and I think on this map in particular, it's quite good. Lets you get into the wings of the map, be annoying to those riflemen, kind of tow your opponent around. And it is going to be a mortar for a US player, and then it's followed up by a motor pool. So, looks like we're going to see a Greyhound here, and it is going to be a scout car for our German. Can I just say it's a little bit magical when I call the builds? You know, I don't pre-screen my games with some very minor exceptions. And actually, I don't think a single one of the pre-screened games that I ended up casting made it onto my channel. That's a story for another time, but it's very fun for me when I'm actually able to call their builds. So, feeling proud of that. Grenadiers moving out here. Looks like they might want to make a play on that guaranteed fuel. Captain going deep here. It's interesting. Both players seemingly willing to fight over these cutoff points in the far edges. That is very uncommon to see. And Grenadiers actually establishing some sandbags here, but Scout's going to put a quick end to that, and Mortar going to absolutely shred those Grenadiers. And that's an awkward sandbag. Scout car has hit the field, though. U.S. player doesn't have grenades, and German player seemingly knows it. So is going to chase these riflemen back into their base, just trying to pick up some models. He knows he's not going to get a squad wipe here, but he wants to get the maximum out of that unit. Greyhound in the queue, though. And it is going to be the armored battle group for a U.S. player, and mechanized battle group for our German. So mechanized, pretty good on this map. Allows these light vehicles to capture with that raid package. We're seeing him once again going for this guaranteed cutoff point, guaranteed fuel point, I should say, and also the cutoff point. US player has gone armored, and he's going to have this Vet 1 Greyhound hitting the field now. But this scout car should be able to get out of here. I guess he doesn't have any anti-tank support, so it might be a dead scout car. I don't know if that's a super great trade, but is going to retreat to the Grenadiers. Grenadiers going to have a Faust here. Greyhound can't find him. Nice getaway with the scout car. Wow. So it did end up being very much worth it. And while that distraction was happening, grabbed the cutoff point, stealing away that top fuel. Great tempo from that scout car. I mean, it has given him a ton of tempo here. US player should be able to get out of his base, no problem. Do you see those Jaegers added on for our German? You upgrading them? Yeah, he is. So it's going to be Shreks on those Jaegers. Scout car continuing to be active. Going to drive back the heavy machine gun. Should also find these Pioneers on the edge of the map. Is going to use his own advantage here. Jaeger's moving to help, though. And shouldn't get the heavy machine gun, but it shouldn't lose the scout car either. One more shotgun blast, not going to happen. And, yeah. Actually, I'm curious, what did he pick on this unit? Wish it would show you without having to switch to this view. Yeah, it is the canister shot. That's what I thought. Man, I love that canister shot. It can really catch players off guard if they aren't ready for it. Rifleman in jeopardy here. Should make it out. You see some engineers added on to repair up the Greyhound. Medical station on the way to support his infantry. And, yeah. You see this scout car upgraded with the anti-tank package. Can go toe-to-toe with that Greyhound now. Heavy machine gun actually finding this mortar. It's funny to see. It's going to retreat after getting in some damage. Scout car, or 8-Rad, in a little bit of a risky situation there, surrounded by AT. Scout car looking like he wants to dive here. That'd be a pretty devastating loss of this Greyhound. One more shot should get him. He's going to dive here, surely. Oh, barely escaping around the rock there. Rifleman coming out just in time. Doesn't have grenades yet, right? Yeah, no grenades. But of course, our German player doesn't know that. And yeah, I mean, this is this game is really fun for me to watch because it's very cool to see pushing timings to their maximum. I mean, we saw that the scout car hit that fuel early, using its timing, right, to drive riflemen back into the base. And then Greyhound, you know, hitting close behind, but barely saved by the Grenadiers. And now the combination of Jaegers and anti-tank scout car doing wonders here. So it's just been a very, very cool build order. And now we're going to see... I was about to say a verbal wind, but it got canceled. And might be interesting to see our German players save. That said, it feels like our US players managed to get back out on the map in a big way. Does know where the anti-tank Jaegers are. Going to find these Grenadiers in a Faust instead, though. And those Jaegers getting in behind this Greyhound is a little bit scary. Should make it out. They might get one more shot here. Not going to happen. Scout's also going to bail. Very even game, I would say. 3 points, relatively even. Definitely favoring our German. No surprise there. Second Greyhound. Interesting. Okay, so our German player went for the Stug assault group here. So is going to have those Stoßtruppen in combination with the Stug. Greyhounds are going to be struggling here, I would say. I mean, they're going to do really good against the Stoßtruppen, but that feels like it's about it. Oh, man, going to pick up that Vet 2 heavy machine gun. That's really nice. Stoßtruppen and Stug should be in time to save it because this unit is suppressed. This is very risky here. Going to eat a huge blast. Not going to take that unit down and should get the heavy machine gun. That's a nice little pickup for our US player. Going to really help him out here. And we do see that Greyhound switched out for a Chaffee. I think that's a really, really good choice. Still doesn't have grenades, so no way to snare this Stug. Flamethrower catching that blob of units, driving them back. And a blinking map all over the place here. Greyhound gonna secure that fuel. Engineer's gonna help with that. Scout car just doing his level best to be obnoxious. And Stug going crazy here. I wonder if that's a misclick. Gonna find this Chaffee all alone. And that's gonna feel really good. I do think the Stug's gonna get out of here. Grenadiers nowhere to be seen though. Where are they? They're in full retreat. Jaegers also back in the base. Stug backing up. Chaffee chasing as they're wont to do. Jaegers right on the edge of the screen there. And that's a dead Stug, isn't it? Wow, what a pickup for this Chaffee if this Stug goes down. Bouncing a shell there, or maybe it was a miss. One more shot. Oh, another bounce there. Jaegers on the armor of this Chaffee. Chaffee going for it, not going to pick him up, and that's a dead Chaffee. Wow, what a turnaround. Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. I am not sure why he didn't dive in behind. Like, I'm sure that there was a lot going on, right? Because we were only watching one fight of several on the map there. But that was devastating. Rifleman moving in here. Trying to pick up that heavy machine gun. Nearly getting him. Jaeger's also in jeopardy. Again, no grenades here, so no way to deal with this Stug. German player doesn't know that, so he has to respect him. I'm a little surprised these riflemen aren't standing on that fuel point. May not end up getting it, but heavy machine gun coming back out here. Gonna suppress this whole group. And our US player is gonna need to retreat here. Now this is okay, right? The reason it's okay is he's holding his opponent in his base. Right, and he's capturing territory while this is happening. So, despite losing a few models there, I don't mind that engagement. Heavy machine gun is set up, going to catch these units coming out of the base there. And Stug's going to move to support. Greyhound also in the area, going to be driven away quickly. Mortar doing his best, but not going to get anything done. Scouts did manage to grab up this victory point. Are going to deny the fuel, so any resources you can deny your opponent is good. Scout car getting aggressive. We do see a captain being added back on for our US player. Interesting. Wonder why he wants that captain back. And it feels like we're probably going to see AT guns next, potentially. I mean, does have a decent amount of fuel. And does have the manpower discounts for his vehicles here. And actually, wonder if we're going to... Yeah. So I'm over here wondering how our US player is going to get up to Easy 8s. And it feels like calling in... Ooh, grenade. Not quite connecting. Feels like the Easy 8 call-in might be the choice. The problem is it's very manpower intensive. But if you're struggling for fuel and you want it out early, you know, you want it out now, that is an option. Yeah, not quite sure. Do think an AT gun would be good here. Have machine gun driven back. Captain trying to hold it down. Verbal wind hitting the fields. Gonna be real tough to deal with here. And it is gonna be another Chaffee. Yeah, and I actually take back my comment about the AT gun, because I do think we'd see our German player potentially get a sick flank and really be pretty devastating, hard to deal with, just based on how aggressive Stana has been this game. Grenade's finally on the way for DexY. Yeah, the problem with the Chaffee, though, is not being able to have fuel for those Easy 8s later in this game. But if he can pick up some units with this Easy 8 or with this Chaffee, that would be pretty huge. Greyhound doing what Greyhounds do best, hanging out in the edges of the map, gonna drive back some infantry. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw the scout car move up to deal with that. Chaffee finding some space, but Easy 8, or I don't know why I call this an Easy 8 scout car covering, and isn't gonna allow our US player in here. Threat of grenades is now on the table, and German player in full retreat, seemingly. Actually, a bunch of mines, well, mines being narrowly missed, and Jaeger's wounded here, not going to be able to help out. Not going to focus the verbal wind. Maybe he didn't feel like he could get it. We do see more Jaegers added on. Greyhound continuing to be aggressive. Should get out of there using that smoke. Rifleman going to follow up this vehicle push and hold his opponent in his base, while scouts move out and capture. But that verbal wind doing work here. Stas trooping, Vet 1. And this isn't going to keep... This will not work for much longer in this game, I think. I mean, it's a very cool strategy where he's like pushing hard with all his units. He chases his opponent all the way into his base and then holds him there. I love the idea, but the infantry going to fall off in combat effectiveness as our German units continue to vet up here. And it is going to be another Chaffee here for a US player. A little bit of desperation mode, I would say, here. I mean, he needs to pick up these vehicles he's up against. Vet 3 on this Greyhound, very cool to see. We do see 2 Shreks on the field now. These Chaffee are going to start to really struggle against those units. Captain grabbing up the bottom side. Victory points starting to heavily favor our German. Shrek's nearly picking up the Greyhound there. Is going to bail out. Still go on the chase, though. Chaffee's going to have something to say about it. Going to eat a Shrek for his trouble. Here comes the scout car. Getting a great first hit there, and surely that's a dead Chaffee, right? Scout car going to chase. Second Chaffee chasing the verbal wind, but going to lose the Chaffee. And that verbal wind is going to escape. Scout car not moving down, but doesn't really need to. Chaffee being aggressive. And any sort of trade would be good. But scout car ready for it. Jaeger's ready for it. And wow. This has just been a masterfully executed game by our Wehrmacht player. I mean, just feels like he's been in control this whole game. You guys know how when you play this game, it feels like you're losing the whole time, even if you're even? This game has been even, but our German player has just stayed cool under pressure and had the right units at every step, and it's just been very cool to see. Chaffee escaping on 1 HP there. Jaeger's going to have a bad retreat path here. Wind moving up to assist. Captain going to force the issue. Jaeger should make it out no problem. Stug on the wings. Both players sort of intermingled here with their armies. Seeing yet another Chaffee on the way. Greyhound might pick up this Vet 3 heavy machine gun. That would be a nice get for him. Is going to get it. Did trade a scout out for it. Not sure where that scout went down. Looks like it's going to be way up top there. And, you know, you might think that loss is inconsequential, but I do think that that scout has been very instrumental this game. Greyhound getting aggressive. Luftwaffe, the Wirbelwind, not afraid. A little bit of a checkerboard map for just a little bit here as both players kind of consolidate what they've got. And that's going to be a rough retreat path for those riflemen. Stoss trooping sitting there. Jaeger's finding this Chaffee. And another Chaffee on the scene, though. That's a Vet 3 scout car. And that's a dead Chaffee. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I think losing Chafees is the story of this game. I mean, God, if he'd gotten that Stug earlier, it would have been a totally different game. But, you know, like I said, these guys are, you know, they're microing everywhere all at once. And, you know, not every engagement's going to go their way. I mean, it was I think it was a miss and a bounce that prevented that Stug from going down. It might have actually been a miss and 2 bounces. But in any case, you know, that front armor from the Stug doing what it's supposed to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I will see you in the next video.